Alright, we're going to continue through ban list predictions, and I promise you guys we're not going to do any more super crazy ones. Well, actually, I haven't seen anything too crazy going along, but you guys have been wanting to see more of my realistic expectations. I will eventually construct my thoughts and things about what I want, but I'm enjoying these casual talks about other people's opinions, kind of rebuttaling them, because it's nice to see the other side of the equation from other people. So let's dig on into another interesting ban list that I managed to find, shall we? I swear Zodiac is just full of these, but first up, we only have one ban card, and it's the rank up magic. And I've talked about this a little bit across other ban lists, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, this shit needs to go. I don't care if it's an immediate problem right now, but potential Kali King Yuga, potential Azathoth, and things like that, cards that do not allow your opponent to in fact play the game, are not good for the game. And considering that this is so easy to have access to because of Rusty Tin Can and things like that, progressively you only hurt a format by allowing something like rank up to exist. And the fact that they actually released Redoer into the format just really made the player base go, oh, well, this is really good. Like, I don't think they thought about the consequences about having these things existing, but just as a casual cleanup, the only ban card that they have is one rank up, and I think that's fine. Like, that's where we go. Next up, they have Suruga to 1, and I've heard infinite complaints from people like, no, Suruga doesn't need to be limited at this point. When you can step through multiple of them, I'm sorry, but draw power this generic is bad for the game. And I really do hate to say that, because there are good applications from multiple Suruga. It's just, unfortunately, I think we've abused it for a little bit too long at this point. So I think we just need to kind of clean this shit up and get out of the way. Like I said, anytime you can go through multiple Suruga in any deck, yeah, that's where the problem literally comes from, guys. Like, when you can cycle through that many and draw that many cards, yeah, it's inherently become an issue at this point. So yes, feel free to disagree with me and tell me that Suruga shouldn't go to 1, but it should probably go to 1 for the most part. Now, also up on this list, we have Harpies Feather Duster going to 1. And I look at this, and I'm like, on the April 2nd video we did, we talked about cards to come off the ban list to potentially sell a set. And, I mean, we just reprinted Harpy Support, months ago? And we just haven't touched Feather Duster to this point. I would like to see Feather Duster come back, but I think it would be very oppressive if it did the back row deck. So, take it for what it's worth. I think we're going to be pushing too hard. Next up, we also have Tribe on this list. I think Tribe as a whole is whatever. I mean, he's been banned for so long that it's actually dumb. But just bring it back, guys. So this card has no reason to even be locked up at this point. Like, why? Why is it still banned? Well, whatever. Just, it needs to go to 1. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Next up, we actually have Danger Nessie. And if you've watched this channel for a little while, you've probably noticed one thing about me. And I don't think the Danger Engine needs to exist in the current power that it is. But multiple people tell me that leaving the current Danger Engine in the form that it is fine. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Nessie is the most powerful card in the deck. Being able to toolbox and search for anything in the deck is ridiculous. I talked about following it up with things like Tsuchinoko, and I do think that Suchi is another good hit, but that's not what we're getting off of this list. I don't know. You know what the best danger cards are. You know the best way to approach them and touching them. This list, in addition to Nessie, also has Jackalope limited to 1. Jackalope being able to special summon from the deck in defense mode. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's not terrible. It's one more deck thinning potential, which is all that the deck wants to compress as much as it can to get to that resource pool. And people don't seem to understand that is the goal of the deck in terms of compression. So yes, actually hitting Jackalope might not be a bad thing. It's Tsuchinoko who's the guarantee. That is also another thing, but that's for another time. The last one to one we actually have is one Kagari. And I think that between this and multi-roll, and a lot of people have been asking me if I think multi-roll needs to go to 2. That'll be a discussion for another time. But when we look at the way that the format has gone at this point, I actually don't know if I would feel bad for Kagari going to 1. I think Kagari going to 1 actually kills the deck. And I don't think Konami is going to want to put the nail in the coffin for Sky Striker just yet. I think they want the deck to continue to be a force that we'll see play in the metagame, which, respectably, I mean, taking away more decks from the metagame might actually cause issues, which I don't actually want to do at the moment, or actually agree with. More competitive decks is a thing, but Kagari would probably be a decent approach, maybe. Next up, they also have, going to 2 now, we have 2 Engage on this list. So I think 3 Widow Anchor is fine at this point in time. I do think that doing more than that, though, taking away more, especially if you're putting Kagari to 1 and you've got Engage going to 2, I think you're just pushing the hammer a little bit too much on the deck. But okay, I'll bite. I'll agree. I think Engage 2 is fine. Now, they also have going to 2 Colossus. Now, I don't know how you all feel about this. This seems a little bit pushy to me. And I don't know. I think 2 Colossus, I don't know. I feel like there are other hits that you can do on the deck. Colossus to 2 is just kind of literally a slap on the wrist. Like, what are you actually trying to do? I guess you prevent 3 Colossus from existing on the field. But, I mean, if your opponent's got 3 Colossus on the field, you know, they're probably going to win as it is. So, I don't know. This is just kind of in the territory of, maybe. Like, I guess I can go with this either way. I do know the Thunder Dragon players are probably like, oh no, the slap on the wrist, it's Golden Stark all over again. You guys will be fine. Honestly, I think this just hurts pure more than anything. Now, going to 3 on this list, we have It's Just a Prank Bro. And I've talked about It's Just a Prank Bro for a little while now. I had to think there for a second. I think this card should be at 3. This card is unrestricted in the OCG right now, and it's just doing its thing. Like, literally, it's done nothing. Alright, I get that banishing it from the graveyard to search for X card that you want, like reveal 3 Tenacity, you're good, reveal 3 Domain, pull them from the deck. I get that is annoying to some players that you have such a thing, but raise the consistency on the brick. It's not going to matter at this point. We're kind of just beating a dead horse at this point, it almost feels like. Just loosen the umbilical cord on Monarchs and free them up. Like, this is just one of those, I don't even know why this was hit at this point. This should have been brought back like a year ago at this point. So, just my 2 cents there. It's a little bit too pushy. And then next up we have Book of Moon going to 3. The TCG has wanted Book at 3 for the longest time. I think we have 3 Compulse finally. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't remember if we actually... I'm pretty sure it's at 3 at this point. But why do we not have Book at 3? What are we afraid of? Oh, no, I can book... Well, actually, Book Mooning my opponent's monster so they can't link someone with it would really hurt Solomon great. Oh, it might not work that way. Oh, yeah. Just kidding. Being able to blink something and deal with a troublesome card would be great, but we're in Link era. Putting something face down doesn't work on Link monsters. I'm just saying, like, why have we still got this card fucking locked up in the basement? This is just one of those free it. But in other news, if Book actually goes to 3, the price on those Champion Pack super rares gonna be expensive. Oh, it's gonna be so bad. Next up, we have Luster going to 3. do we need this? Do pendulums really need this? Look at me. Do they really? Like, yeah, I think we're pushing the bill a little bit too hard on that one. But okay, I get where you're going with this. I can see it. Fuck it. Why not? Like, this doesn't hurt me in the least. And then last up, we have Scout going to 3. Is this really a good idea either? Like, you guys, you know what I mean? Like, Cleefort Scout's pretty good, you know? Not really. Like, I think Cleefort Scout moving off the list is absolutely acceptable. I also don't know why this card is actually on the list either. You know, fuck it. Let me play Cleefort again. Let's go. I think this is probably the most realistic list I've seen, honestly, coming out of everything. And I mean, that's saying a lot because some of these ban list predictions are pretty fucking sketch out there. But I've got a couple more I want to talk about this week, and I'll kind of gather my thoughts and things and kind of see what's going on in the format. But I could see this is actually pretty well constructed. So what do you guys think about this list? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And, well, guys, I'm out. Take care. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vancol40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.